This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook at audiblepodcast.com/TYT. Go.
Two high school softball coaches are facing accusations that they were harassing a lesbian student. It's alleged that they went to the lesbian student's mom and revealed the girl's sexuality, and they also kicked her off the softball team. So we have another video about this story. I want you guys to check it out, and we'll share a little commentary on it.
A Kilgore High School softball player says she was outed by her coaches to her own mother. Now her mother is suing those coaches and the school district. The Texas Civil Rights Project filed civil suit in federal court on the family's behalf on Monday. Tonight, both mother and daughter tell KLTV7's Lauren Livingston why they're now seeking damages.
The head softball coach, an assistant coach, the assistant athletic director, and the school district are all named in the lawsuit, claiming they all violated now 17-year-old Sky Wyatt's constitutional rights to privacy.
It's not something I wanted her to know, ever. Ever.
We spoke with Sky with her mother's permission.
It was especially hard for me to deal with, especially in the manner that I had to.
We're told Sky came here to the softball field back in March of 2009 to meet with her other teammates. The coaches came and then dismissed the rest of the team. The lawsuit goes on to say the coaches led her to the empty locker room nearby, locked the door behind them, and then started harassing her, threatening her, questioning her about an alleged sexual relationship with her and another female student.
If things had gotten out of hand, there was no one there for her.
Sky's mother Barbara says at the time she was unaware her daughter was seeing another girl. But Barbara says she was more upset at the way the situation was handled.
We're going to make this right. You have ruined her world, and I'm not going to tolerate it.
According to the lawsuit, Barbara filed 3 different complaints with the district. It claims the coaches continue to out Sky to other students and employees. So Barbara filed a lawsuit.
We think it's an important issue, and it's an upsetting situation, but this is an area where we think the law is clear.
Kids commit suicide over it. And if we don't want to continue to lose our children to these types of issues, then we got to do some changing.
To keep what happened to them from happening to any other student. Lauren Livingston, KLTV 7 News.
All right, so I feel like we do stories like this all the time. You have school administrators or teachers who are either discriminating against gay students or they're harassing gay students. You know, you want to talk about nanny state. Look at these high schools where you have administrators all up in the students' business. Stay out of their business. It's none of your goddamn business what this girl's sexuality is. You're a goddamn softball coach. So I hate hearing stuff like this. It really irritates me.
You know, Anna, my theory on all this is that the coaches are pervy wankers. They pulled her in so that they could hear the story of her making out with the other girl, and they probably loved it. And then they're gossipy, and they couldn't wait to tell the other teachers, and they couldn't wait to tell everybody, like, ha, we know that somebody's a lesbian, and we got this story about her making out with it. And all this fall outrage, like, the fake outrage drives me crazy, right? Now, in outing her in 18 different ways is wrong. I hear them. The only slight issue I have is that the mom is also mad that they outed her to her parents, right? But apparently she's fine with it, so that part, you know, is not as convincing.
No, I completely sympathize with the mother. She's upset at the way the two coaches put her into the locker room and they started questioning her, interrogating her about her sexuality. I would be irate if someone did that to my child. That's unacceptable. And the mom is also upset that they're going around gossiping about it with other teachers and, you know, other students. I would be upset about that as well. And, you know,
No, don't get me wrong. All that stuff I totally agree with. And by the way, if I were the parents, I would just flip it on the teachers. The minute we got into a parent-teacher conference, whatever it was, a meeting over this issue, I'd start grilling them about their sex life. And I'd say, all right, listen, who did you sleep with? Man, girl, boy, who have you been sleeping with? No, you have to tell me right now. No, it's very important. No. If you're going to do it to my daughter, I'm going to do it to you. Who's the last guy or girl you slept with?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's a good way to handle it, and I'd love to see their reaction to it. But I'm
You know what they would be? I'll guarantee you what their reaction would be. They would be outraged.
Of course they would be outraged. And you know, what's interesting about this story, we don't know if this is 100% true. This is what the girl's mother is alleging. She says that the first thing they did is they went to police, and when police went to the school to investigate the situation, they found out what happened, and they allegedly laughed about it and left. So at first, they wanted to press charges on the coaches, and now they're basically holding the entire school accountable, the administrators and everything, for not doing something about this situation, which I think she should do. I think that this is crazy. Students can't be treated like this, Cenk. I feel like this keeps happening again and again all throughout the country, and for some reason administrators think they can do it and get away with it with absolutely no consequences. I mean, we did that story about Constance McMillan 1 million times during this year's program. So I love that the parent is fighting back, and another thing that I love is that she wasn't outraged at her daughter's sexuality. That's what I was a little worried about, that, you know, she would find out that her daughter's a lesbian and then it would cause a rift in their relationship, but she seems to be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the stories today. We've got Beavis and Butthead as cops. Well, you know, their cops come out to the penis sculpture and they're like, then they come out to the lesbian story. They're like, oh, that's cool. Let's go to, yeah, who'd you make out with? That's awesome.
Audible.com is the leading provider of audiobooks.
In fact, they have over 75,000 titles.
And you can listen on your iPod or your MP3 player. You can listen to it anywhere at any time. It's incredibly convenient.
And they have books in every single genre imaginable. You can get a free audiobook if you go to audiblepodcast.com/TYT.
Totally true.